Let's let everybody in. We are live streaming on YouTube, streaming on Facebook, streaming on LinkedIn. We are now streaming on Instagram. And last and least, we're streaming on X. And let me let the rest of the Zoom room in. Give me a second. Declining note takers. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Today is Thursday, June 25th. This is your daily sigh of relief. If you're an entrepreneur trying to keep up with what actually matters, this is for you. I go live every single business day at 6 p.m. Eastern, and to the very best of my ability, I give you everything that matters in the entrepreneurial world across business, AI, markets, platforms, and policy. More importantly, I bring my very smart, very good friends to the call to help keep you up to date on what matters for you. If you want these calls summarized and sent directly to your inbox, go to dailysigh.ai. You can have them sent daily or weekly. If you want to join us in the Zoom room, go to dailysigh.ai and join the Free Forever community. You will find the link in the calendar. If you want to stay in the live stream, that's perfectly fine. Be a wallflower, but you won't be able to interface or talk to our beautiful, illustrious guest speakers unless you're here in the Zoom room. So would love to see you here, dailysigh.ai. And without further ado, I've got more people to let in. I'm going to introduce one of the people I love most in the whole wide world. Now we've got a second one. Two of the people I love most in the whole wide world. They are referred to affectionately as the Turkish kebabs. I did not name them that. They named themselves that. It's not racism if somebody chooses the moniker. Efe and Yusuf are here today, and I'll tell you a little background on them. Efe is one of my favorite stories from my time at Solutions 8. John and I were a little rocket ship to the moon, man. We were really crushing it, and our YouTube channel was in a small world a really big deal. So for people who are learning PPC, I think we had the best education out there, and that's because of John, not because of me. But we were recording a video every single day, and we had a community of converts, let's say, just followers that were really committed. And I thought we were shooting YouTube videos to get clients, and that was working. But the thing that YouTube really did for me was I got the best employees. And when we opened it up for new hires, we had this young man apply. His name was F.A., and I've never seen a human being more nervous than when I interviewed F.A. Like he was just ghost white, and he told me right out of the gate. He was like, I'm so I don't even remember what you said, dude, but he's like, I'm so nervous, and he apologized 50 times for I don't know what for existing, and uh, he was amazing. He was so humble and so thoughtful and so prepared, and he'd watched every video we'd ever produced. And I obviously hired the kid on the spot. I was like, dude, I love you. You're awesome. And I brought him on to Solutions 8. And nobody has ever cared more about anything than FA did about that job, that company, those clients. He was so committed, um, and just really like, he personified our values were truth, responsibility, and I said heart. I wish I'd said love. I said heart because I was a coward. But he really loved like what we did, which is a weird thing, like not everybody's gonna love PPC. And and then we had an internship program, and FA was like, hey, I've got a buddy who knows nothing about Google Ads, but he wants to be an intern. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. And he's like, no, no, try. He's like, he's going to work harder than anybody's ever going to work. And the internship program, just so you know, paid nothing. It was like 250 bucks a month. It was like, it was a throwaway. It was just like, hey, we want to pay you something. I thought I was going to get a bunch of college kids that just needed to be interns. And instead, we get a guy who's like a grown ass man, 20-year, very illustrious career. Fun fact, he used to sell film rights in the Turkish film market. He worked on all the Tarantino films. He did like real work. And and I think he was just, I don't know why, Yusuf, you can tell us why you did this, but he comes and he joins the Solutions 8 internship program. And it was the same thing, dude. I'd never met anybody that cared so much. It was actually kind of a problem. And you'll experience this if you're ever an employer, and many of you already are. When you have employees who care so much more than your other employees, it creates this really weird disparity. And what we ended up having to do is we just broke them off by themselves. And we made them like their own little pod because nobody else could keep up with them. And people didn't like working with them because they held the bar so high. And Yusuf was the best intern we'd ever had, to a point to where it got really weird calling him an intern. And so him becoming a full-time employee was super cool. We had like this weird little Zoom ceremony, and then him and Fa have been two peas in a pod, man. They're like cut from the same cloth. I don't know how y'all made friends. I don't know. I'd love to hear y'all's story. Uh, but they were two of the favorite employees that I ever had. We're friends to this day. We have a WhatsApp group called Two Turks and a Packy, and we talk shit to each other, and I refer them work as often as I possibly can because I love them to death, and they're just super good guys, and they treat everybody well, and they run Tommy Mello's ads at A1 Garage, among some other names actually, and they're super good dudes. So we had somebody in the Daily Sigh say we want to learn media buying, and it wasn't even me. Who was it? Was it you, Josh? Somebody recommended let's bring on the two kebabs. And so I think it was Steve who wanted to learn media buying. I forget who it was who was like, bring the kebabs. And so I was like, hey, would you guys please? And that's the thing. If I am going to say something mean about him, because I've said a lot of nice things, you've never met people who are greater enemies to their own success. It was Wayne. Yeah, Wayne was like, bring the kebabs. Because I'll tell them, I'll be like, you guys, I want to help you. Let's get more business. But they don't want to sell. They don't want to talk nicely about themselves. They don't want to self-promote. They're just I don't know what they think. I think they think that like if they just do really, really, really good work quietly in a closet, people will find out. And lucky for them, I'm here to blow the lid off of that. So, guys, how did I do? Have I offended you yet? Anything that you'd add to
Oh,
those illustrious introductions?
I mean, the ghost white
No,
comment was a little racist, but I'll let it slide.
Dude, you were. All the blood had drained from your body. You were 100. You were going to piss yourself. And it wasn't me, it was John. FA could talk to me. He could not talk to John Moran. Like when John would get on the thing, it was like the Pope had walked in and he was just looking down at himself.
I think
that's
we're working with John for more than like 4 years now. I still can't.
brutal.
It's too
That's where I come
intimidating. I don't
in.
know. I don't know. Maybe I respect the guy so too much, but yeah, like I still can't talk to him.
That's so
But
funny.
you, I no longer have a problem.
Yeah, I'm easy because you found out pretty quickly. You're like, oh, this guy doesn't know shit. He does not know what he's doing at all.
It's where I come in useful. I'm on the crazy town, and like town's crazy, and I was just busting on people's doors and poke shit, lay it out. I think it was like 6 months in when I just asked for John for a heart to heart, and I said, "This ain't a good way to run the business. You're doing it all wrong. You should be doing this and that." And that's when you decide, okay, these guys are too much trouble. Let's separate them out. Let's, give them their clients and let them do whatever they want. And I think that's how you guys isolated me.
Yeah, it was like, how do I solve this problem? Because everything you were saying, dude, was right. And I had 100 employees. Like I couldn't, because you were basically like, nobody's running fast enough. Nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that was true if you were the benchmark. So, and not to
It,
diminish, I think I had 100 really good employees. I loved everybody who worked for me, but you guys, you really were the pinnacle. And so I was really proud of everything that you've accomplished. John Moran refers you work. John Moran trusts no one. There's John trusts no one with nothing. He just can't, it's not in his blood. He inspects everything. He looks over everybody's shoulder. It's the reason that he's never been able to scale because he's too good and he wants everything up to this unreasonably high standard too. And you two are the two guys I know that he actually refers work to.
that's actually, yeah, that's one fun story about my time in solutions. Like one day I woke up to a message from John and he said, like, get your body ready. You're getting pet meds. I'm like, oh, God damn it, not pet meds. Like, and
Yeah,
I was shitting bricks at that point. And FYI, pet meds was, I think, Solutions A biggest client by far at
by
that point.
far and publicly traded.
Publicly traded. They're spending $1.6 million per month or something. And I'm like, okay, I'm working with John on this client, and like there's no room for a mistake because John is the kind of guy that's kind of like the second you do a mistake out of carelessness, not, I mean, honest to God mistakes he's good with. But like, if he feels like you're not giving a damn and like those mistakes are due to you being lazy or you're just trying to do a good job, he'll
You're
say
dead to
it's
him
okay,
forever.
buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But he'll say it's okay, buddy. Everybody does these mistakes, but then the next second, you'll see that you're off the account. That's
Yeah.
it.
He'll just never work with him again. Yeah.
And lucky enough, I was with Batman until I, exited Solutions 8. So I guess I did a good job.
When did you guys exit Solutions A? Because we sold and that didn't go as well as everybody
You
wanted.
sold,
Yeah.
but then you guys were so mentally checked out. I'm like, nah, they're not here. They're here, but they're not here. I think it was kind of like 2 years ago, around this time, around June or something. I think it
Yeah.
was around that time when my kid was about to be born or was just barely, really recently born or something. So yeah, it's been 2 years now.
Yeah. And then you guys now
But
run your own agency. You're extraordinarily successful and you
yeah,
do.
all thanks to people like you. Again, we suck at marketing ourselves, so we don't do cold calls. We just recently got a website built,
Mm.
but barely like 3 months ago, and I don't even know if it's
Dude,
up. Like if he
I
just
would get
told,
so mad because I'd want to refer these guys work and I'd be like, I have nothing to send people to. What
Yeah,
do I
and
do?
we know. Like
Yeah.
we built the website because of you.
Yeah. Good.
yeah, because like here's the thing. I don't believe in. Here's the conundrum. I don't believe in case studies. They
Mm.
can be manipulated so much. Like I can cherry pick the best dates for you for all of my clients. Like the
Yeah.
ones that are really, really about to go bankrupt. I mean, thankfully there's none, but like some of them are suffering. But I can cherry pick the best of the dates and I can paint you such a pretty picture. You'll be like, oh god damn, like these guys must be the best. But that's not the truth. So I don't like that, hey, look what we're doing for this company, or I wish I could go really kind of like say a few Turkish curse words and translate to you, like to give you the sense of like in Turkish, we have this really lovely, I'll put it in a gently way. A mouse
Feedback.
has intercourse with a mountain and he says, I shagged the mountain. And just kind of like gives you an idea. So, like, if you collectively looked at LinkedIn, I think us media buyers are managing so much money like that doesn't exist, like 10 times the amount of money exists in the world. So everybody who touches a single button and they'll be like, I manage $10 million per month. No, you don't. You just basically excluded some keywords. I mean, if I ask you the basic metrics of that business, you're not going to have any idea. So let's be
No.
honest. So that honesty is really, I think, lacking in this business. And what I like is getting people on the call, and so I can just really open up the account and just show them, here's what we do. I mean, I'm just looking at last 7 days. I'm not showing you an exact cherry pick date that shows you like 200% increase in revenue by just 5% increase in ad spend. Let's look at it together, and I'll show you the good ones and I show you the bad ones, why we dropped the ball, why we won this, or what we're doing right. That usually wins the account for us. But getting to that part, yeah, we suck at that. And we basically rely on you or John or any of our clients to refer, work to us because again, we suck at marketing ourselves basically.
Well, this might be a topic we touch on this call. First, we want you to teach us media buying, but here's what I'll say. Everybody who's not everybody, as a stereotype, everybody who's good at doing isn't good at selling, and everybody who's good at selling isn't good at doing. And so the best partnerships I've ever had are those. It's one person makes promises, one person keeps promises. And I've actually been on both sides of that fence. I'm better on the making promises side. So I think that what y'all could use, and maybe what my ask would be on your behalf to our community is, if there are people out there that if you need white label vendors, if you need to resell ad services, um, these guys, I can't recommend anybody higher. I can't. So they're the best. They're the best I know that's for sale. John Moran's not for sale. He's the best I know. These are the guys that he refers work to now, and I think they're extraordinary. So if there's an agency or whoever out there, hopefully these guys can be your guys. What is your web address?
I drop it in the chat finally
All right,
to
I'm
be able to
gonna
do it.
share it in the live. How do I do
Please
this?
don't. Please don't.
So if you're
And
watching,
you'll probably find something wrong with it
I
and you'll be
promise you I
kind of
will.
like tearing me a new one. I
No,
could
you
have
guys
wipe
did a great
coded this
job.
in 5 minutes.
If you're
You
watching
and
this
your
live, I
love
just
for
dropped
AI.
their web address in the chat and go
Yeah,
track them
like
down.
when
Now,
you visit the website, please keep in mind like we're good at marketing, not for like web page building. So keep that in mind.
Or sales or that. We really need to. That's why we get the
aren't
help
both
of
of you
good old
married?
Fabio.
You're both married men, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How? how did you walk up and have that conversation? How did you close
Like
that
funny
deal?
story.
Joke's on you, my mother arranged that.
That's so
Yes,
funny.
Stacy.
Yeah.
We
You
do.
guys sell anything like you date. It's like, I'm so sorry I'm here and you know what, I'll show myself out.
Dude, I'm just a
Mine was
luckiest
based.
person. Like my mother and my wife's mother are like best friends.
Yeah.
I've known her since she was like 2 years old. Epstein much. Like anyways. But after
It's
like
actually a
20
really
something
beautiful
years,
story outside of the Epstein joke. That's lovely, man. Good for you. You guys grew up together.
I mean,
kind,
I
kind
grew
of.
up with his cousin, who's my best friend, and he is 10 years younger than me. So I didn't exactly grow up with me. He more like he grew up with me and my buddy.
Yeah.
But then, in his rebellious phase, he abandoned us and chased some skirt and came back to his senses.
Nice.
But I
Anyways,
don't have a funny marriage story. It was basically my wife calling me or insinuating that I have some other sexual identities because I was preferring to drink Diet Coke. And literally, she was like, Diet Coke. And that's how I met my wife. And then afterwards, she was basically the one that kind of like got me.
just
So,
like our professional lives, we were approached. Like we were never.
Dude, this makes so much sense.
yeah,
I'm glad yeah.
I
No,
would have
no, no.
died of.
You know what? I have such a heart for y'all now. I get it. Now I understand. You're broken men is what it is. Like this muscle was never built. All right.
I need
Well,
a
we're
daddy
gonna help
figure,
you.
Carson.
Yeah, we're gonna coax you out of that. Stacy says, "Do you both live in Turkey?" Yeah, both of you are in Turkey now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Both,
I'm going to
both.
visit someday.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like
We
I've
came
been
there
hearing
for the
that for the
last
last two
time.
years.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go. Is really sad. Yusuf and Fa both offered to visit me, and I batted them down because I'm sick and that's hard. And then I've offered to visit them, and then I haven't done it. So I will
I even
someday.
offered to come visit you in Arizona.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
someday I'd love for you to do. Uh,
Yeah. And you shut me down.
yeah.
So,
Well, in
okay.
a kind, empathic way.
Of course, like that's your thing. I can never be mad at you.
Yeah. All right. Teach us
Yeah.
media buying. How do we do this? We've got the people on the call span the spectrum from industry, spend, etc. And by the end of this, I hear that you've guaranteed 10x ROAS, is what I understand.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
10x is too little.
Too
It's
little.
usually
We'll do
20.
more than that.
Yeah, so we can do this two ways. In all honesty, like I actually prepared something. Like we can either do this by PowerPoint presentation, or you can just shoot some questions and I can answer them.
Let's maybe start with the presentation since you have prepared something. And then as we go, I will monitor the chat and see if the questions are relevant and worthy.
Okay. I'm not the best, so like just don't hesitate to pause me when it gets boring, so we can just switch back to like questions.
Yeah. Every time you guys apologize for anything, I'm going to send you a bill.
Okay, sorry about that. How do I share screen?
There's a link at the bottom. There you go. You did it.
Yeah. So I have 2 minutes. What are you guys looking at right now?
It says Meta Ads Crash Course.
Okay, perfect. So um, I'll just read it. I'll just skip this. No, not really. So here's it. Okay, just give me a second.
Technical difficulties. Please hold because we never do this kind of thing as well.
Jason goes, "You guys are hilarious."
I'm just getting used to 2 minute monitors. Sorry about
We
that.
manage millions of dollars, but not our computers. Like we suck at that. Just don't give us live tasks.
All right, so I'll just start with the account structures because that's the hot topic. So there is always a person, a guru, or an agency owner, or someone who swears by the account structure and claims the others are wrong. It's kind of like religion when you think about it. We'll never know which one is right. People who practice it claim it's the one and only true method. And on top of that, they refuse to believe the other group and then call them out in videos, tweets, or debates. I was going to say this for the end, but they're all right. All the strategies that you have ever heard of, they all work.
Hmm.
Here's an account we manage using the multiple campaign strategy that scaled year over year. Like you can take a look at the numbers. Here's an account where we do CBO winners and ABO testing strategy that also scaled year over year by 7%. And there's another account where we only have like one campaign, and yet it also scaled year over year. So the whole conversation about the best account structure, like it's not the main point. It's actually not even 20% of what matters. So let's go back to the core philosophies. The truth is every account is different and every business is different. So a good business is what scale a Facebook ad account. The most important aspect for an account to scale month over month or year over year is to have a good business model that can support the customer acquisition funnel and a great offer, product, creatives to attract customers into buying your product or services. The rest is important, but not that much to be honest. So let's start with the key business metrics because this is the part that actually matters the most. Advertising is like going to the war. You need to make sure you have everything ready before you enter the battlefield because you know you are burning cash in reality. So I'll just give you an example. Let's say these are your current results, right? You want to be first order profitable and you want to hit 2x. Your budget is 10K. Your CPMs on the ad platform, the Facebook is like $30 and you are paying $1.5 for your CPCs. And your average order value is literally one product, it's $60. In order to hit your goal, you need to be at around like 5% conversion rate. And it's not in the benchmark. It's usually around like 1 to 3% if you don't have a killer editorial page. So you should either have like an increased conversion rate or find a way to reduce your CPCs with better creatives or have a bundle to increase your average order value or have a subscription offer to increase your LTV. This is the only way to scale, by the way. Like I'm not even touching on the Facebook
Dude,
side.
you got to pause. Go back to that slide. This is genius here. This is a master class, not in marketing, but in business. It's all math, and it's about the leverageable opportunity at every phase, right? And most businesses don't do this analysis. They don't look at each of these stages, and because if every stage is improved by 1%, that could be millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. And what I like is you're not taking a media buying approach, you're taking a logical and business strategy approach and then applying it to media
Exactly.
buying. So
Because whenever you approach an agency, like our first instinct, not our, but in the industry, their first instinct is to take, right? Hey, can you guys get us 3x? Yes, we can. We can just start. We can try different creatives, we can try different funnels, have different campaigns, like bidding strategies. But let's say you are paying, as I mentioned, like $1.5 per click, and you have on your website 1% conversion rate, which means you need to get 100 people to make one sale. In that calculation, you will never hit your goal. Like this is not about marketing, this is not about the ad platform. It has nothing to do with your ads. It's just like the numbers won't add up. You
mm,
either need to like increase your average order value to make it easier to hit your 2x goal, or you need to find different audiences or try different things to reduce your CPCs. Like this is all math. We're not even getting like beginning with the uh, Facebook or Google site. So this is the first thing we look at before we even take a client. So this is the reason why most of the time like we say no to most clients because like if we take them, we know that they will quit after 2 months
yeah,
because the business metrics are not ready to support the Facebook marketing side.
it's just a
I'm seeing a
business
hand
model
up.
analysis.
Hmm?
It's just an analysis of their business model. You're like, this, your model does not work, and here's where it breaks. And if you fix this, then it will work, right?
Exactly. There are some things that I can control, and there are some things the business owner can control. For example, I cannot control the offer. I cannot control the conversion rate. I can control the traffic flowing in, but I cannot get you traffic for like 25 cents, not with a purchase optimized campaign.
Hmm.
So we need to find another way to make your business work with Facebook numbers. So either increase conversion rate or the LTV to make it more affordable to like purchase clients or like either one of these. Like there's no other way. I'm
Do me a
seeing
favor,
Neil's
dude, real
hand.
quick. Neil
I'm just
has a
gonna
good
pause and
question.
let. Hmm?
Oh, sorry. Explain each of these points.
I will in the next slide.
Okay, sorry. Neil, was
Neil
that the only
had his
reason you had
hand
your hand
up.
up, or was there more?
That was it.
Okay. Keep going, FA.
Got it. Now this is the only way to scale. This is the example that I always show. So take a look at this account. This is, by the way, this is for the last 30 days. This account is spending $2.5 million on Facebook. This is not my account. This is John's account. I just shared this screenshot to make an impact, right? So like most people don't understand, like why would someone spend $2.5 million on a platform that is only bringing 1.1? Most business owners ask like, hey, it seems like Google is doing 3.3. Why not put more dollars into it? Like this is the main channel that brings you traffic. And like you have to make your numbers work because this brand, like if they make a sale, they know that in the next 6 months they will make five more sales. So this 1x in their eyes is actually means 5x.
Mm,
So if you cannot like I have never seen an account that is spending more than 100K per day that is making like 2x. Like everybody's accepting the 1x factor. They're either playing for the returning customers or the LTV, or they have some sort of a subscription model, or they're trying to exit the business, right? So let's start with the first one. You can try editorials or a better optimized landing page to increase your conversion rate. Like this is an example that I got from Grunge. I can share the this link with you guys. So as you can see, they have the social proof, like 5-star ratings, 100,000 reviews. It's all 5 stars. They have an offer. They have the unique selling propositions. They have a free gift. They have all sort of things to gain your trust, right? Or take a look at this landing page for the product page. They have the features, they have the benefits, they have their winning creatives in here, they have the social proof, they have upsells, cross-sell, like they're trying everything to increase their conversion value. So this is the first method. The other thing is like different creative formats and angles to diversify your ads, like lower your CPMs, improve your click-through rates, and reduce your CPCs. This is the other thing. Like think about it as a math equation. So you either have to increase your conversion rate in your website or lower your CPCs to make this equation like bigger for your ROAS. I will get to this in a second. Or you can test bundles or subscription offers to increase your perceived value and improve your average order value and or LTV. In this example, I'm using a screenshot from InnoSubs. Um, they either have packs or they have subscribe now and save 20%, 25% on your order. The second thing is the creative diversification, and I know it is all over the place because that is the name of the game now. So, and it's all about this one update. I don't know if you're familiar with Facebook site, but there was a new update called Andromeda in the platform, which is basically the first Facebook serving ads to people based on their preferences, highly targeted creative based on ad delivery system. And most importantly, there's a sequence learning system. So not only Facebook knows what to show, it also knows the order to show it. You can think of it like this. So you see an ad from a founder and like, hey, my name is Efe. I'm the founder of like, I don't know, this IQOS thing because like I lost my father due to like cancer and I know he cannot quit, but I just wanted to found something that is less harmful. Then you see a features pointed out ad, then you see an us versus them. There's a comparison with this versus a cigarette maybe, and there is a like offer or like 5,000 5-star reviews, something like that. So it's a sequence. Now, the way to play in the Andromeda is to have creative diversification in the account to make sure A, you make sure Facebook has all it needs to find the right users, and most importantly, B, you need all types of creatives to target all types of people. What do I mean by this? So let's say you are trying to sell anti-aging cream market, right? And you have an ad that is showing a 25 to 35-year-old woman, and the messaging on that ad is like feel more confidence with a younger looking skin. And the creative format you are using is problem solution UGC, like a user generated content for a video. So that ad's total addressable market is this big. Like there is no way you will hit all the market with a single ad because uh, a 50-year-old woman will not see this. A 35-year-old male will not see this. Like someone who's not suffering from a confidence issue will not see this. So the whole point with the new update is this, like Facebook is now doing the targeting based on the creative. So you upload something like this, right? And Facebook analyzes that and it says, okay, I'm seeing an outdoor. It's about traveling, it's about photography. So I will show this ad to like adventure travelers, like hikers, people based on like people between 25 to 45 and who are interested in this. So this is what people mean when they say targeting is dead or creative is doing the targeting. So right now, like you can check all of our accounts. We're not using lookalikes, we're not using interest. It's all broad. And we have tested, like I was a huge believer in like lookalike audiences and interest. And we don't have like SOP. So in every one of our accounts, even with a small budget, I usually test like interest and lookalikes alongside with the broad audiences. Broad outperforms every time with a couple of instances. So what you need is a different creative concept and angles to resonate with different audience segments. Like I put a screenshot like this. This is not mine, by the way. Like if you have seen this shit before, I'll be honest, like it's not mine. I stole this. So a top of the funnel ad can be like a problem versus solution ad, like an article ad, like before and after split screen product model, or like middle of the funnel, like consideration ad can be like client review, like us versus them. And a bottom of the funnel can be an offer, discount, shipping kind of ads. And the third one, which was the less important one, is the account structures. The first one, as I mentioned, like by the way, up to this point, does anybody have any questions so far? Because like this is the most important part. Like when you see the account structures and the way we manage the accounts, like you will see like this impacts the less. Like if you don't have the proper creatives or the landing page or the offer, like no matter what we do or what any other agency do, it will not matter.
Do you guys create the creatives or do you guide your clients on how to create the creatives?
We do both based on their like needs. Like we have a small creative team, like we can handle like AI generated videos or like images, like a couple of statics. But for example, for like A1, like we need some videos from like Tommy too. So it all based on the client's needs.
Any other? Oh, Elliot's got a question. Elliot, go ahead.
Mhm.
I'm curious how you guys have seen Andromeda behave around like really low volume leads. Like, how does that work with it? Have you guys seen successes there? And I'm just interested in your thoughts given this change of targeting.
When you say like leads, less volume of leads, are you referring to like the optimization like lead event or like lead
No,
generation?
I'm referring to like any industry or client that genuinely just has a really low volume, like but high ticket, low volume. Um, in terms of how Andromeda deals with that, in terms of it having enough data to test the creative for the targeting.
Not really. To be honest, like I have like actually everybody's hating Andromeda. I'm just loving it because like without doing anything, like you just like put who you are after in the primary text in the creative itself in the headlines, and it just like finds whoever you want. Like that's the whole point of the update. I think the main reason why people hate it is that like everybody has their own SOPs, right? Like some agencies have like, hey, we always do this system. Since we don't have that, we are less affected. I have seen some new, like very niche accounts that is just starting out with a fresh pixel, uh, done good job with a like fresh pixel with broad targeting. Even with a newer account, like you don't need interest to be honest right now.
And I think FA, right? Whenever we try interest or audiences, the platform basically punishes us with increasing the CPCs.
I mean, yes, to an extent, but not really. I think they're the same because they like Facebook is sneaky. Like even when you like target something right now, if you're not careful, it is all suggestion for now. So when you first create a campaign and go to the ad set level, you put some like targeting options. It's firstly suggestions. Like you have to go click on what was that button's name? Further limit the targeting or something like that. So right now, like if you do like interest targeting, it'll just start from that interest and it will expand. So eventually it is also broad.
Wayne, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm driving. I'm
No
in my
worries.
car was on.
Please be safe.
Yeah, no, great stuff. I've bought a lot of media in the past, and I'm pretty on top of this. And like, I 100%, agree with what you're saying. And it's made. I like Andromeda also, just like you guys do. It makes it so simple. We basically just throw everything in one campaign right now, and it's all about creative. Like we don't, you don't not even pressing buttons all the time. Just get your
Mhm.
offer really good, dial in unit economics like you started with, and the creative. So I have the same approach and it works great. What my question for you is: do you take it that far as putting even the retargeting in the same campaign? Is it like you usually stick with like a one campaign structure in Meta specifically?
I don't have remarketing campaigns. Like I don't run single campaign all the time. Like I use all the structures based on the client's needs and like what is performing at that moment. But in like 90% of my accounts, like I don't do remarketing because my frequency is around like two. And like I have been testing with like bottom of the funnel ad sets. But like I have a one ad set with all the offer and really bottom of the funnel static images. That ad set usually has like 3x frequency, so I don't need another campaign to retarget people.
Gotcha. So you put essentially you put top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel all in the same campaign.
Not always. Like if the question is about the remarketing, we don't like that. Like I don't do that. But in terms of like putting all the creative like that, that depends on the client. Like it all depends on the structure that we're using on that account.
Okay, interesting.
Got it. I'll just
Thanks.
like explain the structures. Like I'll just like cover the most used three version and my take on them. Like what was the pros and cons, and you can just select the best format that is working for you at the moment. Like I think like when I look at the account structures, I see it as a flow. And I'll just explain it in a second. So the first and the easiest one is the one campaign structure. This is the hype about like 50% of the people you watch on YouTube will be talking about this. There's a misconception here. Like actually it's one campaign per business objective. So let's say you have like you're selling skirts and jeans and like hats, like those can be like different campaigns. So it's one campaign per business objective. So the pros for that one campaign structure is that the first one is the simplicity. It's really simple to manage. It's literally one campaign. So if something is wrong, you don't have to spend much time inside the account. The second is the systematic. It's really systematic. You have rules you follow. So no gut decisions and less room for human error. Like the people who manage these, like they have rules. Like they put their creatives around, let's say like Wednesday at 6 o'clock or Thursday at 6 o'clock. They give it 3 days. After the 3 day, they do the first initial like analysis of those creatives. If it's like catastrophic, they just kill it or they just give some more time. Like usually they uh decide what to do with that ad set within the 7 days, right? They have rules for that. And the third one is the focus. It lets you focus on the business and the creatives. Since you spend less time inside the ad manager, you transfer that time into creative research, market analysis, and working on offers to increase your conversion rate, average order value, and new customer acquisition. The cons, on the other hand, the risk. Like you have all your eggs in one basket. Like so when that campaign performance goes bad, you kind of feel trapped. You don't have many levers to pull and no other campaign to allocate the budget to. The second one is the human error. Like people who manage accounts like these are ice cold. They trust the process, but not every marketer or business owner has that coldness. So they feel like they need to do something, which usually doesn't solve the problem. And now you blew up your one and only campaign. And the third one is lack of data. Some of the ads may never see the light of day. They might not spend. For people who use this strategy. They think like, hey, we put this new creative, it didn't spend, so it's bad. But when you're working with like a partner creative agency or a big team, they might be like, hey, like, what is the data on that? What is the click-through rate? And you're like, hey, it didn't spend. So some people need data on those creatives. So if you have a creative agency partner or something like that, this is the biggest issue with that structure. So my take on this is that it's good for new businesses. It is also good for low spending accounts. As the account grows, it's not as effective in my opinion. And as you spend more, you need more data for the test. As I mentioned, like I have never seen an account that is spending 100K per day that is using one campaign structure. But I've seen they spend like 10K, 20K, like for those level, it's all fine, it's manageable. The next up is the most popular one. It is the ABO testing and CBO scaling. For that CBO scaling campaign, it can be either a cost cap campaign, which is a manual bidding strategy for those who don't know, or it can be the highest volume, like maximize conversion campaign. So the pros for that campaign is the control. You have amazing control over what creative is spending what. Over time, you may see your ABO campaign start to outspend your winners campaign, to be honest. And two, more chances. You are giving everything a chance, and now you can find gems you might not find in a single campaign structure. So in the single campaign structure, the main objective is to find new winners. So your job is basically to find the next thing that can spend another $1,000 per day. But with this, maybe you find a new ad that is spending like $100 per day profitably that wouldn't get any spend in the one campaign structure. If you can find like 10 ads like this, like you're basically scaling your account $1,000 per day just by finding small winners in that ABO. And the third one is the better scale. Like if you have a good hit rate on winning creatives, like winners will pay for the losers and you scale more, both in the ABO and the CBO. And the four is more data. You also have like better understanding of the creative test. I'm sorry if you're a one campaign believer, but that's the truth. So like here's what I mean. Most people just put new creatives. They go to AI, hey, find me 7 angles. And then, hey, out of those 7 angles, get me 3 different features pointed out. And they just put it everything, they hope it sticks. But when you make assumptions, let's say you have a sheet, you're like, hey, I'm gonna test this angle for this persona, for this desire, and I'm gonna use this format with this messaging, see if it works. Let's say you have a great hook rate for that ad, it's like 40% hook rate, but after the 4th second mark, people are just dropping, like nobody's watching. So you can say, okay, my hook is good, but the rest of the video is sucks, like I'm gonna change that. Or maybe it has good hook rate and a hold rate, but the click-through rate is not bad. People are watching, but they're not taking action, right? So this allows you to find those optimization points rather than in the one campaign structure. You just hey, this didn't spend, so fuck that creative. The cons, low hit rate. Like if your hit rate is low, you may end up spending a lot of money on testing and the failing. And the second one is takes more time. Like it takes some time to manage the account, but people are paying you for that, so it's not a actual lose. And the third one is the audience overlap. New visitor percentage and the audience overlap might become a problem. So you have to watch frequency, new visitor percentage, and weave through conversion. So this is the biggest problem that I've seen with this structure. When you have a creative in the ABO campaign and you duplicate that creative into the CBO scaling campaign, right? You have the same creative in 2 different campaigns. You have like if you are using a third-party attribution tool, some like Northbeam or Triple Whale, it's best to check their frequency and also their new visitor percentage to see if they are capitalizing on like existing traffic or warm traffic. You might think that you find a new winner, but it might be just doing remarketing. And my take is the most balanced. It's good for mid and high spending accounts. It can be risky if you don't have a creative testing strategy. As I mentioned, like if you're just if you're just hoping something sticks and you put like 100 creatives per week on this, like it might fail. And let's move on to like multiple campaign structure. It's basically like whenever you want to test something, you just create a new campaign. Like this is the old way of managing accounts, but it's still working. So this is like the 2019, 2020 way of managing things. Like the old perspective was like you create a campaign, you optimize it, and then it's so perfect, like you don't want to touch it. Like even when you want to scale it, you just duplicate that campaign. I always confuse like horizontal with vertical, but imagine that. The pros for this is like full control. Like you have full control over everything. Everything is tested separately. Everything is scaled separately, and the amount of data and power you have is incredible in this account structure. aggressive scaling, like more aggressive scaling with this structure. Imagine having like 20 campaigns and you scale each by $50 per day. That's $1,000 scale. And three, easier troubleshooting. Like if something is wrong, you have a new goal, you have more levels to pull. And the cons is actually the same with pros. Like you have too many levers to pull. It can be a con. You might be break something or act too quick. Now you don't know what to do. So you're having a bad day. You scale down this campaign. You turn down this ad set. You shut down this campaign, and now you don't know like what actually impacted the account performance. And the last one is too much control. Like you have control of everything, but that means you need to look at everything. You have to properly analyze the performance of each individual campaign and pay close attention to how campaigns interact with each other. My take is like I use it in the bigger accounts. I tend to favor this over ABO testing and CBO scaling in bigger and complex accounts. These businesses tends to move faster and try more things. As I mentioned with Avon, with Tommy's account, like we are using the structure to be honest, uh, because like it's just safer in my opinion. Like when like you have a campaign for persona, you have a campaign for angle, you have a campaign for a new landing page, you have like whenever you want to test something, you have a new campaign. It's just safer and I tend to like it better. And that is kind of it. This isn't like choosing your first Pokemon. You can use different strategies in different accounts. And that is all I have for you. Like I didn't want to bore you with like 2 minute slides. I can go further into details, but I think this is even too much for this level. Um,
And
Closing
you all
thoughts, like
now
yeah,
sorry, this is where the part where FA can never finish his sentences. That's why I wanted to just kind of like get in and make a joke, and then it's an
okay.
internal joke. Whenever we meet with the clients, FA will do an incredible presentation, but then it'll be a South Park level of awkward silence where he'll be able to have a difficulty wrapping up his sentences. I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
you
do.
will.
Like here's the thing, like if there is one thing that I want you to learn from this is that the account structures they matter, but as I showed you, like we manage our accounts with all of these, and as you saw in the examples, like they all work. Like we all have 100% year over scale with every one of these account structure. I just like whenever I used to watch a course, it is always about, hey, you have to use this structure. This is the only way to scale in 2026. This is the only way to run your accounts in 2026. Like that is not the truth. You can like I'm using bid caps, I'm using cost caps, I'm using multiple campaigns, I'm using one campaign, I'm using ABO testing, I'm using CBO testing, I'm using whatever the hell is working. I'm not caught up in my stress. I'm not in love with my SOPs. Like we don't even have SOPs. It's just that the things I showed in the beginning is what matters. Like when like if you have a good LTV, if you have a good value proposition, if you have returning customers, if you have 3% conversion rate, you can do whatever you want inside Facebook. Like all will work is what I try to teach.
Um, First of all, that was great. For anybody who's not run ads, what FA just offered is something of a crash course masterclass. Um, and I think the recording is really worth revisiting. We're going to go in order of everybody I see. And I think we're going to try not to overwhelm you guys, but are you comfortable sticking around and answering some of these questions?
Of course, like I
Cool.
have all night.
All right, Jason,
I
you're
cannot
up.
say no to
Tim,
you.
you're on deck.
Hey, FA, just a real quick question. You and Yusuf work together almost daily, right?
Yes, sir.
I didn't get the question.
I'm curious, how does that work out when he's always picking at you?
Excuse me? Yeah, I didn't get that.
He always picks at you. Get it? Pick at you.
Oh,
He's
but
Ah,
that's he's the good
sorry if
marketer.
my joke wasn't good.
No, no,
No, no,
no,
it
it's
was good. Like
good.
I
But
just
like
didn't get
that's
it.
it was too
he
good.
it's that's the thing. Like the perk of being the big brother and the spicy kebab, I can pick on him, and
The spicy
and that's
kebab.
also I'm the spicy one. Let's admit it. He's the mild one, and the problem is it's my broken fragile ego because he's the better marketer, and I'm just kind of like sucking up on his success through the Google side of things, where he raises the awareness, and I just harvest the lower hanging fruits. That's why I pick on him.
So, FA, because Yusuf just said that you're the better marketer, I challenge you to never allow him to continue picking at you.
Yeah.
Never gonna
Actually,
happen.
I cannot do it's just culture. Like we are so Turkish, we're so like Eastern culture. Like I spend more time in the industry than him, but he runs all of our calls. He's
Understandable. Sorry.
big brother. Like I
Sorry.
cannot I cannot talk.
Yeah, we got to go. Is twokebabs.com available? Can somebody go buy that for
I
these guys?
actually like I'll be honest, I
We
actually asked a couple of my clients, I asked them like if
this
I were to change my agency's name to Two Kebabs, will you work with me? And they all said no,
Yeah,
including Tommy, by the way.
but if dude, it's available. Twokebabs.com is available. It's just too
It
good.
is like I checked, like I was gonna actually buy it, but then I asked my clients, and they're like, "No, like we will
Never ask the
stop working
clients.
with
They
you."
don't know nothing.
Could just be a redirect.
That's right. All right, Tim, you're up, and Elliot, you're on deck.
Okay, so you guys can hear me, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So when you guys are testing your ads, your creative ads, because it's my understanding with these ads, if they're too similar, Facebook will look at these ads as being pretty much the same. So in other words, if you're running like a product ad, if I was using this as on my product and I just changed the background on it, Facebook would only see it
Yes.
as one ad. They wouldn't run as competed. So it actually messes up a lot of the information you're getting. So the ads we have to be dramatically different. Also, I'm being told, my understanding too, as well, with the ads is that they have to be like emotionally different as well, hitting different emotions and stuff. Is that what you guys are finding?
Yes. So here's the thing. When you like when you have this same image and you're trying like different headlines or different background colors, you just let's say you have 20 ads, you just put them inside an ad set, you will see 90% of the spend will go to that one ad, that favorite ad. But that is because like Facebook sees them as identical. Uh, one of the Facebook rep actually shared a report with us. They have a system, they put all the ads and they say, hey, these are similar. In our eyes, these are similar. So a creative diversification is either through a persona. So let's say I am a 30-year-old male, like me holding this phone like this versus Yusuf holding this phone like this will reach different audiences. So you can either change the persona or you can either change the angle you're looking at. So let's say like we are selling custom baseball gloves for one of our clients, right? There are two angles. One might be, hey, these are custom, like these are for you only. Like this is your chance to be unique, right? That is one angle. The other angle can be, hey, this will be the perfect gift for your kid. Like they will remember this forever. They will never throw this away, and you will never forget their face. Their face when you give them this, right? So those are two different angles. So that can give you like 50 different ad angles. It can be uh, like an us versus them, a comparison with a common brand. It can be like features pointed out. It can be benefits featured pointed out. It can be like a bold claim. It can be a review from someone else. So you have your formats, you have your angles, you have your personas. So it's just like this times this times this. But you don't just change the background color. That is no longer a new ad.
Elliot, you're up. Josh, you're on deck.
Thanks for your time today, guys. This has been super interesting. I've been in hell over the past month because I used to run ads and I'm having to run them again for a friend because I realized he's basically been scammed by the agency that was running it. They didn't even, it was mainly Google and they didn't even change the location settings to be in this location, not interested. It was that level. So, he's a speaker, relatively high-end speaker in the German region. And I just wanted to ask a really selfish, practical question, which is if you guys had that, if you had like 20 grand a month to spend on that, like what should I be thinking about focusing on? Because right now it's just high intent Google searches to try and get as much of that traffic as possible. But
Mm, would it be possible for you to like email us and we take a look at the like client? Like it's just like if I say some right now, it'll be too generic. I'll be like, hey, I will just run a lead magnet. I will have a landing page that captures people, lead, etc. Like I don't want to do that to you. Uh, so if you don't mind, just shoot me an email. I can just take a look at the website,
Oh,
the
I
offer,
really appreciate
and we
that.
just
Thank you.
plan something together. I promise this is not a sales pitch. It is free. I don't
Please
even want
take
to
it.
sound like a sales pitch right
Please
now.
take
Bro,
it.
make a sales pitch, damn it. What?
Yeah. No, please, dude, please take it. I don't want to run Google Ads, man.
We invented curry. The Indians took it before
Uh,
1947. That whole country was Pakistan. Just so you know. Josh, you're up. Lisa, you're on deck.
Yeah. So I asked a question in the chat regarding ad spend, and you mentioned, $3,000 per channel is kind of what your target minimum to get good results. So if somebody has, let's say, $4,000 budget for ads, would you suggest putting $4,000 all on one channel, or putting 3,000 on, Meta and 1,000 on Google?
F FA, before you answer, that's just to give you some context. Josh asked this question while you were doing your presentation on the chat, and I said just as a ballpark figure, we suggest somewhere around $3,000 per channel, but that's not necessarily something written on stone. As I mentioned,
Right.
I have a client that just basically spends $750 per month, and we make it. But that's also a lovely lady based in Scottsdale. She runs a psychiatric clinic, so that's enough for her. But that all depends on what you would do. That's it. You want to take that one, FA, or should I just continue answering that question?
No, I can just continue. Like here's the thing, like that's just a rough number like we give to people usually. Like everybody says like at least $100 per day. Like it'll like let's go back to the numbers. Like it's all about the math. So let's say you are running for like I don't know your industry by the way, but let's say you're paying $3 per click. $100 per day to me is like 33 clicks per day, right? That's it. So like if I run ads with you and you like by the end of the week you ask like, hey FA, what's the result? I'm like, I just got like 200 people to the website. Like I don't know, like I don't know my numbers. I just like barely spent anything. That number only exists for me to give you valuable data. Like we just calculate it based on your CPM, CPCs to get you meaningful data. But like if you like need to advertise, like you have your own business, like you can just start with $50 per day also, right? It's just a number for us. But like if I were you, like based on the industry and the risk level, like if it's like out there, like people already know what it is, it's like search well, like I would just start with Google because it has like better conversion rates and you just like testing the product. But if it's a like more like cookie product, sometimes something you will see on TikTok or it needs some explanation, or you think, hey, if people knew like this exists, like they would buy this, right? Because a lot of the things I see on TikTok or Instagram Reels, like I don't even know they exist. I see them and now I want to buy them. So if your product is instinct based, go with Facebook, like all in. If your product is like demand based, like it doesn't need any explanation, it's just like out there, just go with Google. Just, I would just allocate my money according to that. But I would just go all in on Facebook because in the past year, we've seen like low results with Google. Like Facebook is more profitable for all of our clients. And any account that I'm seeing, like I'm managing or I'm seeing through my friends or mentors, they're spending 80 or 7% of their money on Facebook and
So I
20%
know
on
that's what
Google.
John was saying as well. Like,
Yeah, dude, the god of Google left Google.
yeah,
He
John
did.
doesn't. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. My last question is Turkey USA tonight. Do you think that Turkey will take us
We
down?
got eliminated. Like I was cocky about that. I was like, hey, we got the golden generation, like World Cup, be ready. And then we got kicked. So I'm not even gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to watch that game. Like we got defeated.
You, I hope you guys give us a good proper trashing so they can just fire everybody in our society. So, and it's a huge uproar right now. So I hope you guys give us what we deserve and go home team. Yeah.
You're treacherous little kebabs, both of you.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Like he was staying at me, and they woke up for the Australia match. I'm like, you guys are gonna get so disappointed. I just slept to like 10 a.m. and they were like, we lost. And I'm like, what you expect? That's Turkey for you. Dasher of dreams.
Lisa, you're up. Wayne, you're on deck.
Liz, I think you're mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, I'll try to make this
Okay.
fast because I know we're running out of time. You touched on triple whale, so I have two questions for you. What kind of in reverse, what kind of reporting do you do? And do you do multi-touch? Do you do marketing mix modeling? Like, how do you handle reporting? And then the other question is more geared toward Google. I spent 3 years, very hands-on between, exact match, phrase, broad match. And then they pitched us PMax, which I hated because I knew they were going to dump a bunch of crap into it. Have you played with AI Max or whatever they're calling it now?
I will leave the Google question to Yusuf,
Okay.
but for triple layer, I use the standard version. Like in all honesty, like attribution is gone. Like Facebook is a visual-based platform. You will not see all of your click-through conversions in there. Just like the account that I just showed you in the presentation that spent like 2.5 million. It was making 1x on Facebook and like 5x on Google. Like if you make your decisions just based on that, like right now, like what we do is we have an MMM modeling of our own. We have an Excel sheet, we have the Google spend, we have the Facebook spend, and we do our tests in isolation. Meaning, I do something on Facebook, I tell Yusuf to not do anything for a week, and we see the results of my changes. Like if we have an incremental revenue increase, like that means like it's coming from me, right? We check triple whale for new user percentage and as a trend. Like if I'm just checking the NC ROAS, NC CPA, my overall revenue, my conversion rate. I'm just using that as a like general report and a trend analysis, but I'm not closing or like giving more chance to the ads based on what I see on triple whale.
And my cue to get
Do it.
into regarding Google. I'll say this. What was the saying? Beware of Greeks bearing gifts. That's my approach when it comes to Google. They'll be like, oh, look at this brand new tool called AI Max. At what cost? It's going to kill DSA. I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole because I know it's more automated BS, which is that means, Google's going to find more ways to creatively charge you more for the same amount of traffic. That's my, take. And at the end of the day, as a media buyer, my intuition is like this. Why am I here then? Like, why this? Oh, like, of course, if that sort of automation is good for the business owner, they can just plug and play. I launched this campaign; it's making a killing. I wish that was as easy, but usually, as you know yourself, you say yourself with the PMax example, that's never the case. And I've read horror stories about AI Max not being able to crawl the landing pages properly, not even sending people, which is the only point of running a DSA or its new upgraded model AI Max. So I am trying to avoid it as much as possible at this point until the very last day. And if that happens, when the shift happens and AI Max is as bad as they say, my secret weapon is basically going really old school and plugging in a XML feed and running a feed through search ad. That's basically it. I'm gonna go really old school rather than bend the knee to Google.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wayne, you had your hand up for a moment. You still have a question?
Oh yeah, I didn't know I took it down. Sorry about that. Although Lisa kind of asked part of my question at least. So it was regarding attribution, but let's change it. If you wanted to traditionally get the same high intent traffic as search, are you still running search alone in Google? Just straight search campaigns, high intent?
Great search campaigns are still the bread and butter for most of the accounts, but if you're on e-commerce, it's standard shopping where it's at, basically. But I'll say this, the problem with standard search is usually it's so getting ridiculously expensive. It's almost prohibitively expensive because you start eating into your profit margins really fast. Meanwhile, shopping can get you a lot of the a lot of the traffic way cheaper, and it all depends on whether you're doing lead generation or shopping, e-commerce. So for example, two examples, lead generation, search is still the gold standard, no matter what you do. I have a client that I run PMAX, and this gentleman is doing security services in a place like San Francisco. We're paying $50 a click with search, but we're running PMAX. But what we're doing is we're running all of the basically copy import, running all ad leads through HubSpot, and we're only pushing marketing qualified leads back, which basically lets PMAX get only pat on the back when we tell it's a good lead, not just every submit form fill. That leads to junk traffic really quick, really fast. But search is still the gold standard. Right now, I'm also trying to get a gentleman also doing a tax lien business with generating leads for him, but that's again always search. E-commerce shopping is gonna be the king, because a search can tell you if your product is out of stock. You're going to waste ad budget. If you're running out of stock on your bestseller, the shopping ad will not. It will automatically stop that ad from getting impressions and clicks. That's going to save you a lot of money. And if you're not price competitive or price competitive, the shopping ad will automatically show that and entice a user to click. So like it all does that filtering before the click happens where you get charged. So if you have a good offer, if you have a good deal or a good product, shopping ads will do a lot of the filtering of the intent before search gets you, they'll be like, oh, it's a good product, but it's too much, too much for me. So I'll bounce. You already paid for that click. Shopping will eliminate a lot of that because they'll see the price, the availability, the images, and everything before they even click. So I'd say shopping gold standard for e-com. Still not neglect search, but don't expect search to be your main breadwinner. With some exceptions, I have again clients that do sell high ticket items. Search is the king, but your regular $100 items, shopping is going to be it. Lead generation, search. Search is all. Again, YouTube has its own place, really niche. They call it demand gen these days anyway. Display, I don't even know what display does these days. Like it's just display, and any other campaign. PMAX, again, feed only PMAX. It has its place, but that's it. So I'll shut up.
You had two more things you wanted to add, Yusuf. Do you want to continue on that train?
I'll just add this before we run out of time. This is a really general advice I'd give to anybody who is interested in media buying or willing to get services for media buying. One is, please be wary of the free audits. And when you get a free audit done, please be really careful about the so-called things they offer to you. So many times, like for example, this is like a really quick anecdote. The way we got Tommy Mello was they initially came in for Google Ads. They said like, we want you to do a Google Ads audit for us. And we did. And what we basically told Tommy's team was, this is a really well-run account. And if this was my own account, this is exactly the way we would have run it. Like I can point out some little, tweaks and things for you, but that would be minor at all. But sadly, this industry has a lot of, lacking a lot of honesty. There's a lot of dishonest people out there, and those audits, they'll find out the smallest, most meaningless things and errors, and they'll point out and make such big deals out of them, and they'll promise you, oh, we fixed this and we'll do that, and then it'll increase 20% of your revenue, will give you this amount of ROAS. Please do not use your intuition. Those most of these people, they will try to get you on the hook for like 90 days or something, and they're just kind of like run for your money. I'm not saying we're the honest guys in town or something like that, but just those audits are usually really, really bad way of getting some trusted media buyer. Just stick to referrals. Anybody who they can refer to you. That's usually way more I think valuable than an audit. And the second thing I want to say is, it is getting incredibly difficult to track attribution and everything, like with the GDPR laws being applied in Europe, but also spilling over to US, and cross-device pollination, customer journeys getting incredibly convoluted. don't also get so hung up on attribution, just like with FAs. Example at the start of the presentation, an account spending $1.4 million on Meta, despite 1.5 or 1.1 ROAS. That doesn't mean that's exactly what their channel is generating. It's just that's the trackable amount. It's just like how you wouldn't be able to track the exact amount a billboard ad would generate. Yes, you can give it a specific phone number and then just track it. But it's again not an exact science. Don't get lost so much on attribution and try to optimize an account to that. Sometimes, as FA said, if you have a good business model, 70% of the time, whatever you do, unless you really make some really bad calls, it's going to work. And you should focus on your top line. Hey, I increased this and I'm getting more amount, which is what we call MER model. And if you're putting this money in this bucket, at the end of the day, I'm making more, then I'm doing something right. Don't get hung up on like, is this campaign doing well? Is this ad? There's always this optimizations, but getting really stuck on those, what platforms tell you is really, or even attribution tools. Like, don't trust those attribution tools too much as well. Like, use them as a guidance, but don't trust them, like black and white, I'd say. And yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Can I tell you my audit story?
I think Brandon has a question as well.
Yeah, Brandon, I'll come. My story is more important. Just kidding. So there was an agency whose name I won't say because I don't want to be slanderous, but it rhymes with smogical condition. And fuck those guys. They used to call clients. I have this recorded, by the way. So if somebody at logical position wants to sue me, I swear to God, I will go through a defamation case just to come at you. They used to call clients and tell them things like, did you know your ads are running in Egypt? And we recorded this. John Moran ended up on the phone with the COO of Logical Position, who claimed, he's like, oh, that's a rogue salesperson. We have 3 different instances of them saying shit like that, lying to, and one of them was like this old lady who ran a Montessori school. She was a needle marketing client. And they just call up and just lie through their absolute teeth. And then, now they're in and they have you worried and they jump in and they take over and they're horrible in every way and never work with them. So to Yusuf's point about the audits, anybody can say anything about anything. And how are you even going to know? Brandon, your hand's up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was wondering what your opinion is on like financial services running on Meta. I've run into a wall where I can't keep spending on Google or I'm just going to be competing against myself. I've got a lucky campaign that I've been doing really good at. I know that I'm paying probably about 7 times less than my competition because I'm just staying in a sweet spot. And I brought it over to Bing to try and open an account there. I'm paying 30 cents per click, but not getting any conversions right now. It's just kind of like warming up again. I was running Bing. I shut it down a while ago because I kind of thought that it was sending me bot traffic. And it was also at the time I was playing around with Performance Max. I shut that all off, right? So I'm getting great high intent traffic. I'm converting in 20% plus range, which is phenomenal for a Google account. And I'm just wondering, like, would you ever take financial services over to Facebook, or where else would you spend more money if you've got more money to spend, but you just don't want to hurt your campaigns?
I would go to Facebook, 100%. Like, I'll be honest, like, we don't have a lot of financial service clients. But like, what I would do if I were you, I would just test out the platform, which is like one campaign, one ad set, just like 5 different ads in there. Like, one can be like when you say like financial services, like what exactly it is? Can you give more context?
Lending, home lending.
Okay, so maybe some like a organic or UGC style like trigger ad, like somebody talking or yapping about it. Like it can be a podcast also, like one trigger concept ad, and also a couple of consideration, like an bold claim or like features point that kind of ad, and one offer. Like have like 4 different ads for different stages of funnel and use a really great hook. Maybe you can try like 5 different hooks for like one video content. Like have the same body, just be lazy about it. Have the same body, have like 5 different hooks, and just like try it out.
Hmm.
Like I would try it. like in every industry, like I'll try Facebook. I don't believe in like if it's B2B or if it's like this, go to Google. Like I would try like any industry in Facebook.
Copy that.
I'll
Appreciate it.
also add one as a final note, Brandon. I think you also got to figure out you're running Google Ads, but like financial services is just a little bit of a minefield. Just be careful with the claims and the ad copy and everything, because that might just kind of like get you the ire of overlords, and you might suddenly wake up to your account being suspended and you get no response from these basically platforms. They make you run in circles and take your money and run with it.
You
So
mean like if I do something on Meta, it could come back and hurt my
no,
Google?
no, no. Like Meta, like whatever you do on Meta,
Yep.
and same
Yep.
with Google as well. But like Meta is especially a minefield. Like we just today, we got one of our clients' account got suspended out of the blue, and I know financial services is especially kind of like a touchy subject for these
Yeah.
boastful platforms. So one day they might, without a warning, they might just kind of like suspend your account,
Yep.
and
That can
you don't
happen in
even.
every account. Just make sure
I know,
you
but like
have the financial services special category added.
exactly, that's it.
Yep. Yep. You got to be
Otherwise,
That's
you
dry.
get
why.
a lot of
Yep.
rejections.
Thank you. I'll reach out to you guys about it. I appreciate it. Are you willing to take on a financial services and try it?
We'll definitely give it a try, sir. Like, I mean, let's hope the specifics. If we don't trust ourselves, we'll just say, I mean, we'll give you our best advice and just tell you you run this one because we don't want to fail you or take your money for it. That's usually
Like
what we do.
whoever called doner kebabs gyro, like whatever, however you wanna like, spell it. Who was that?
That was me. I said I just want a gyro at the. It's actually a gyro. It's a gyro. It's a gyro, and they're talking about kebabs and curry. So I just want to go back to the Greek mythology and be a Homer with all this Iliad stuff. And I don't know. I'm just crazy with my cornrows.
It's my trigger point, like gyros and Rocky, like that's ours, okay? Like
Going with
I'm not
I don't know
going
if
with
y'all
whole
saw it, but I
gyro.
dropped this in the chat. Kebabs are not Turkish, they're Persian.
Yeah,
According
sure. Yeah,
according to
yeah.
the ultimate
Just
source
as
of
much
truth,
as it,
Wikipedia.
yeah. What you'll tell me next is baklava is Greek as well.
Oh,
Just like you
baklava
did,
isn't
like
Greek.
say,
Baklava
First of
isn't
all,
Greek.
it's baklava.
guys, I'm trying to help you.
so
Elliot, your
like
hands up.
I love this.
Yeah.
By
This
the way,
was
like
actually
I've
a
tried all of these in Greek. It sucks. It sucks. Like anybody says Greek coffee, like it's Turkish coffee, by the way. They just call it Greek coffee.
Greeks beat us with seafood. I'll give them that. Like their seafood is
Yeah, that
great.
was
And
nice.
I'm
That was
coming
good. Not
from
gonna
a
lie.
family of fishermen. Like yeah, their feet. Like we don't have hold the candle to their seafood. They make love to seafood. Yeah, okay. I'm not hungry for
I
some
want
Greek
seafood
seafood,
somebody's made love too.
dude. I mean, I'm like I can go for some Greek squids and octopus right now. I don't know. I'm hungry, I guess.
Elliot, your hands up.
I
Wayne, your
spend
hands up.
I spend a decent amount of time in Bulgaria, so we don't have to get started on how those guys feel about these kind of food discussions as well. So, yeah, I think you guys know. The topic that Brandon got onto there in terms of the policy is a really nice segue into what I wanted to speak about, which is that, any of us who have run ads on Meta have found their support essentially non-existent, to the point where a lot of people who manage these accounts, even guys I know who manage millions and millions, basically say sometimes you have to essentially nuke an account and start again, if you have persistent issues. Like, I just wanted you guys to speak a bit on that in terms of practicality of that. How do you guys approach those problems? Like,
No,
Never,
like here's
never
the
do
thing.
that.
Meta
okay,
will link that, like eventually Meta will link that to you. Like I had my fair share of those. So like here's the thing. You even if you open up a new ad account, you're still advertising to the same pixel. You are still advertising to the same landing page, and you still have the same people in there, and you're still paying from the same credit card. Meta will eventually link those things to that account, and it will get banned. So here's the thing, like um, Meta has this thing called like permanent ban. So they're like, hey, like there is your banned, and you are permanently banned. Like there is nothing we can do. If like you can open up a ticket, you can talk to anybody, but you are permanently banned. We don't care. And they will not. Like if you're not Apple, they will not care. So I had like two instances of like permanent bans. There's no coming back from that. So when you have a problem, like try to solve it in the main account. Because otherwise you'll just try and trick Facebook and they don't F with that.
Is there a level where
And
you get a rep of any type? I'm just curious, like if you guys know if there's a level of ad spend where
Even the
it's
reps
not
will
a it's
just
not an ad spend level. It's just like it depends on the time you advertise. It depends on the niche and spend on the time of the year also. So like we have clients that are spending like 300K per month. They have a specialized Meta Pro rep, but we have an account that is spending 600,000. They don't have that. So it's not really correlated to the amount spent.
and
Yes,
yeah,
you
go
said.
ahead, Efe. No, go ahead, go ahead. I'll just speak about the Google side.
I was about to finish, so you can.
Okay. Apologies. I'm sorry, my good sir. So for the Google side, it's actually called circumvention of policy systems or something, and that will
There's no way I
eventually
can pronounce that.
bite you. So definitely try to get, and luckily Google is a little bit better in sense of Meta. Meta, you won't even get in touch with a rep, and even, sorry, not a rep, but support. Reps will usually just tell you, go talk with support, send me the ticket number, and I will escalate it, which is usually just BS talk. But with Google, they'll also get you eventually for something called circumvention of system policy. Whatever you do to try to get that account reinstated, like going with a new account is, it should be your absolute last case scenario, like last resort, because that is usually a time bomb. It's not a question of if, but usually a when will that get suspended again.
Exactly. Also, like if you are like a marketing specialist, meaning you manage multiple accounts, when you do something like that, like it happened to me before, when you do something like that, that account will get permanently banned alongside with you. Like I had to change my Facebook account, like my original Facebook profile got banned. Like I cannot advertise through that. Like I had to open up a new email, I had to get a new phone number so I can have a new account to manage my clients. Also, it will also scare your client. Like if you're a specialist, it will also scare your other clients and be like, hey, I need access to this new email because my previous got banned. I'm permanently banned from Meta, and they're like, we don't want to be associated with you. So that's a level of like they're scared that it will happen to them. So like don't like please like if you got banned or some kind of disapproval, try to solve it with support.
and just for clarity's sake, you guys have found no way to like improve that process or figure any workarounds in terms of the support method. It's just everyone has the same problem.
Exactly. Like they
It's
don't
Okay.
I don't think they even know. Like I have a couple of like meta reps that I know. Like even when we reach out to them, they're like, hey, they are different department, just open up a new ticket. Like we can just tell them to look at yours, but it's out of our hands. And even when they look at it, they're like, hey, like they don't know what they're doing. And there's no competition also. It's a monopoly. They don't care about you. You're like, hey, I'm spending $2,000 per day on your platform. Like I'm valuable. And they're like, you're not. You're not actually. When you consider the amount of people who advertise on the platform, your $2,000 per day means a lot to you, but not to them. They can lose you. They can afford to lose you. Like I had a client who changed their business name. Like they got permanently banned. They take out a loan, so they had no time. He changed the business's legal name. He he used his wife's account to open up a new Facebook Business Manager. He used his wife's card. We opened up a new Pixel and a new ad account. Like he basically started from scratch. So um and data is the
one
most important thing. So
suggestion.
if you have a problem, try to fix it rather than open up a new ad account. Because after like 2 or 3 months, like we just had this yesterday. Like we had an account, they got like banned, and instead of trying to solving it, they open up a new ad account. I warned them, like eventually they will catch up. And after 5 months, like yesterday, this new account got banned also, and we got a message saying now this is permanently banned. And now like there's 4th of July there's a sales season and they're like, hey, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, hey, either you open up a new you will go knock on the Europe side account and ask permission to give the US ads in their account, or you open up a new business, but I will not do that because I don't want to get banned again.
Thanks,
Uh,
guys.
Wayne, you're
uh,
up.
I would say just to continue on that before I ask my question, Elliot, even if you get a rep, oftentimes, well, first of all, usually when you get a rep, they're basically useless, and I'm sure the two kebabs will agree to that because the low level reps, they're all useless, most of them. You have to get really high
All
up
of
to
them.
get a good one. Yeah, basically all of them. To get a really good one, it's incredibly hard. You have to be spending a lot, but that's not even the only thing. You have to kind of just fall. You got to get lucky a little bit too. And even then, in certain circumstances, they still often can't do anything for something like a ban, right? So I've had the highest ones. I've dealt with them. He's tried everything, and so sometimes their hands are tied. That's not their control, right?
Or they don't know what they're doing. So like they just delegate the support thing to different countries. Like here's what happened in a Tommy's account. Like one day the ad account stopped spamming. Like $0 spent for that day. We got panicked, but there was no sign, nothing was like there was a zero warning in the account, right? It was not spending. Every ad was active, every ad set was active, every campaign was active. Like we had zero warning. Just by luck, like I never checked my phone, but I wanted to check the phone. On the mobile ads manager app, it says your account got disapproved, but it was not showing that warning or error inside the desktop. So I reached out to support. You know what they told me? They're like, hey, your account is fine. Just you have a lot of similar creatives. Just try to diversify your creatives. It'll be fine. And I'm like, I'm not having a spending issue. I'm not spending at all. It's zero. Like even if it's like one ad duplicated like 1,000 times, it should spend like 5 cents, right? I'm saying like it, and on the phone side, I'm seeing a disapproved message, and they're like, we don't see that. Your account is fine. Just diversify your creatives. I changed like six different reps, and at the last one said, "Hey, you got this," and I'm like, I know, you guys don't." And then he fixed it. He said like we have a credit line issue. Then Tommy paid, and then it was fine. But we didn't have any warning in the account, and all five of those said it was a credit diversification issue.
Yeah, and when we say most accounts are useless, also keep in mind, Elliot and everybody, that they're like useful idiots. They're going to try to get you to spend more money at the end of the day, but not always. Oftentimes, not in your best interest. Right? They'll show you some new shiny lever, but it won't be in your best interest.
I know we developed on this topic for so long, but I just want to kind of like share screen it for like 2 seconds.
As long as I still get my question in.
Yeah, sure. Just gonna show this. So this is my email. New message. I go to templates. I have only one template, Google Rep Dismissal. Hi, thanks for reaching out. I manage more than a Google account, so I'm not able to schedule calls with each rep who contacts me. I appreciate the offer, share insights and recommendations. At this time, we're not pursuing additional support. To be clear, please remove me from your outreach and cease further communication. Please mark this account do not contact. I will not respond to any further messages. Best regards, Yusuf. This is the level of excuse my French, but assholeish I have to become just to get them off my back. Because I had one rep email me 12 times, and at the end of the day, after I ignored him, he's kind of like got back to me and say, Yusuf, I know you're busy. I can do these suggestions myself, implement them myself. Just give me the green light. And I'm like, oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't. And I CC'd everybody under the sun and just got him removed from the account. That was it. So like, yeah, be careful with those reps.
That's crazy.
Brandon asks, can you copy and paste that text here? Wayne,
I
what's your
pull
question?
harassed on my clients' accounts on that all the time. It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, it works. It works. And like they finally, I think that's kind of like the market as do not contact part that gets them. Otherwise, I think they get in hot water if they continue ask, because like that's where after some trial and error, I got it fixed.
Well, you know, none of those guys work for Google, right? They work for, what's the name of the company?
Some of them do. Like there's WMF or something. There's like
Venture.
four subcontractors, but then there's also like if you're spending enough, there are actual Google
Yeah,
guys
if your
calling you
spend
from San
threshold reaches
Francisco.
high enough, you'll actually get somebody from San Francisco, but the rest of them are for, where did you say, Josh?
Accenture.
Maybe. I didn't, there's some like,
The person I talked to was from Accenture.
yeah, there's some 3-level letter name. They actually have an office in Tempe. And then it's just some kid going to ASU who's not a Google employee, but has an @google.com email address. And the only thing he knows how to do is hit the up arrow on your budget. They're amazing at that. Wayne, your question.
All right. My question is for the two kebabs. It's actually a business idea, but you can't steal it, Kasim. You said you do white label. So I'll pay for your time. I'll set up the two kebabs podcast. You guys jump on. We'll market it. I'll take the clients. I'll do the selling since you don't want to do that. And
Oh,
And he's
Wayne,
off.
you muted. I didn't.
oh, where did I leave off? The two kebabs podcast.
You do the selling, they do the fulfillment.
There you go.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that sounds like a good deal. And Wayne's like hardcore badass affiliate marketer. He knows how to sell some shit.
I'm James for I like
That
I
was
love
like
talking
the
and
only thing like I like as you know, like you saw Tommy's speech, like we're not as charismatic, we're not as fluent. Like I I take some time to even like talk, right? So that was the like main reason I got scared to get on this podcast in the first place. But if you want to do something like that, by all means, like do it.
Dude, you guys are so funny and so fun to listen to. And you've got this great little buddy cop relationship. The one thing that I've taken away from this is I wish I had my Yusuf or FA. You know what I mean? Like I wish I had
I I
somebody I
told
loved
you
that much.
I was willing to dethrone Ivan from being your sugar baby, and I was willing to, take his position, but
Yeah.
you didn't let go of Ivan, and now I'm stuck with John, and you lost your chance, buddy. Like
That's
I
so
told
funny.
you.
Me and Yvonne are different, dude. Me and Yvonne are like business
You're
partners and
not.
best friends. The two of you are like
Yeah.
twins separated at birth. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with either of you, but yeah, Wayne, if you want to go pimp these guys out, God, do they need it? I've never met two smarter people with more self-esteem issues. Just you got to keep them from apologizing. If you can do that, I think they'd be amazing fulfillment
I,
partners.
I don't know
I
what it is. Like
also
my father loves me. Like I don't have daddy issues, but like I don't know what
I
it
do.
is. Like,
But I'll also like the apologies to everyone in the apologizing to the everyone in the room, but for some valid reason, we never touched on the subject of Google. We wanted to kind of like get in with Google Meta first because one, FA is the better marketer, and two, Meta is usually the platform
Better
to
platform.
do. Yeah, but like there's also where Google is really good at, especially for lead generation or some really kind of like if I mentioned it, one specific kind of like account type. For example, we have a client that sells Triumph motorcycle accessories where he's killing it on Google. But Meta is difficult because like it's a niche market. The Triumph motorcycles is really low in market volume. So it's more like not tapping into addressable market, but mainly kind of like really getting in everybody back into because these people are not brand loyal. Not, I mean, they're brand loyal to Triumph, but they're not brand loyal to my guy. They're price loyal. So showing up at the right time with the right stock and the right delivery estimate is usually the name of the game. And where that that's the point where Google shines, not Meta. So, but like for example, we're also killing it Meta with lead generation for sale of bikes, not the parts. So there's always a place for Google, unlike what John says. John is too harsh to Google these days, and
Dude,
he's gonna
John is
make
the
me.
most black and white thinker I've ever known in my entire life.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
he's
I
It's
gonna
got to
like
make
be why
me.
he's so
I
successful.
think 4 years ago I said like, hey, in Solutions Day we should do Facebook, and John said, fuck that.
Yeah.
And now he only does Facebook.
Yeah.
One thing I love about him is doing, and I think this is also one piece of nugget that I can just finally say my piece about is doing Solutions 8. You remember, Kasim, you were not a part of them, but you remember those. Like every Wednesday, we'd have the triage calls, like where
Yeah.
John would open up accounts and diagnose them live and just spit out kind of like some examples what to do. Every single of those calls, we'd have employees saying, John, can be an SOP, write an SOP about those. And every single call, John would say, we can't, we shouldn't. Like, please take a look at your own accounts. Would this work for you? So that's one thing I like about John. He's black and white, but he's also smart enough to know when he shouldn't do everything on one account. So, but again, he's too harsh on Google. He's gonna make me become an intern at age of 40 again at this rate. Like I wanted to ease up. I can't. I'm like, I'm done. I'm 40 almost.
That's so funny. All right. You guys, thanks for coming. This was extraordinarily valuable, super funny. I'd love to see. I don't know if it was the two of you and Wayne. Is it like two kebabs and a grilled cheese, or what's I don't know what your heritage is, Wayne. Um,
I don't either. That's a good question. I'm a big old mutt. At least 4 of them in there.
So it's like a hot dog, right? Because that's all the meat put together. Two kebabs and the hot dog. Um, Too many euphemisms. You guys, you're amazing.
Exactly.
I love you a lot. If somebody, two kebabs and stew. If somebody
Only
wants
the
to
rap
hire
that
you
hold us together.
guys, they go to privata.com, right? privvata.com. They fill out that little form on your website, which I filled out, by the way. And I want to see if it actually goes somewhere.
I
And if
don't
somebody
know.
follows up, you don't even know where it goes, do you? I bet you don't know where the form on your website goes.
If I will kill you.
Wow.
Like if he like if he's white, I will.
I have the form filled out. There's a confirmation message. Go to privata.com, hire these two guys, give them money. They're the best that I've ever worked with outside of John Moran. Fellas,
If you fill out that form and like we don't get back to you within a day, like it means that form is not working. Just please reach out to Cassie.
no, don't reach out to me. Leave me alone. You two go fix your business. Please.
Reach out to me.
You like-
Reach out to
it's
me.
not-
Yeah, go reach out to Wayne. Wayne will fix y'all.
Yeah, Wayne, be our pimps, please. Like pimp us out. Like we suck at this.
Guys, let me turn the tables on you, which I do for everybody on this call. You've come, you've given us an immense amount of value. You've taken 36 minutes longer than I had, just so you know. This is how much I love you. How can we help y'all? You have a group of badasses on the Zoom. You have a bunch of people watching live. If there's a needle mover for the two of you, Fa and Yusuf, what do you guys need?
I'm good.
Like accept us as for who we are, and just kind of like whenever I feel like the humble guys we are. I just want to come
Yeah.
here and shoot the shit
Told
with
you, like we're
y'all.
not even an agency. Like we're just like if
I want you guys to know we've never had a jump off the chair before. That's the
Never,
first.
dude. You have, what would you? Never mind.
Can I come in here every now and then and just kind of like shoot the shit with y'all? But like I'm
Y'all
also
can come
kind
to
of
the Zoom anytime you want. There's nothing
like
you want
if
in
you guys
life.
like if you guys want anything more, just tell us. Like I can just tell you guys more. Like prepare some more things. Like I'm all for giving,
Mhm.
but when it comes to asking, like, I don't know. Like I'm good.
How do you
Just-
go to a restaurant, dude? Like, let's say we're at a restaurant right now, and you sit down, and a waiter comes up and says, "Hi, what would you like, sir?"
his wife orders
Usually Yusuf
for them.
orders before me, and I'm like whatever he's having.
I like literally we're gonna go on eat kebabs on Monday, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to order for everybody on the table. Like I'm just like
Persian kebabs.
he's
Dude,
gonna have that kebab, he's
he-
gonna have that, we'll have two for the middle, and that's it. Because I like it's gonna be 5, 6 dudes. Don't have patience to get everybody's order. They're gonna stick with me.
5 or 6 dudes. That's a lot of kebabs.
Exactly. I don't even know like when to the waiter comes in and he pours my raki and he's like, tell me when to stop, and I'm like, Yusuf, tell him to stop. Like I don't even know how much raki I consume. It's not I'm like messy, I'm kind of autistic, but like I can only do marketing. I'm good with Facebook ads. Like apart from that, I suck.
And we're definitely not politically correct, as
We just go
you
for skip costume 5, 6 dudes, and that's a lot of kebabs. And then
That
he
was
says,
funnier
saw
than
it,"
everybody gave it credit for.
like-
Jason and Katie are the only ones that got it.
I heard about it. Like I was just gonna call it a kebab with hot dog fest, like sausage fest, but like I didn't want again.
What?
Like I can bring the really low. Like you don't want me to open up the
Well, what
Pandora's
happened
box.
is
You know
then
me,
after
John.
after that FA is like, and I suck, and I'm like, bro, like, bro.
All right. Well,
So
we're lowbrow enough. If you're watching this live, we don't apologize for anything. Feel free to cancel us.
Well,
What
this
Yusuf
was
and FA would
live,
like, by
right?
the way, is growth opportunities. So if you have partners, clients, people that can help them grow, please reach out. privvata, privata.com. They really are extraordinary young men, very integrous. I worked with them for years. How long did we work together? 4 years?
A lot.
Yeah, long time. So I love you guys a lot. I'm super grateful to and for you. Last words to you guys. What do you want? What are your parting closing statements?
I love you all. Thank you for hearing my bullshit and just kind of like not kicking me off the call because I talk too much and I curse too much. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Really.
What he said.
All right. No, we did it. I'm jumping. Please don't forget these calls are brought to you by Pareto Talent. We staff the top 1% of talent in the world. If you want your own dedicated right hand, it takes 1,000 to produce one. Go to ParetoTalent.com. Book a call. You'll be meeting with me directly. I'd love to place you with the right hand specifically for you. You can go to dailysigh.ai and subscribe to have these calls summarized and sent to your inbox daily and or weekly. You can also join the private Zoom room by going to dailysigh.ai, joining the free forever community. The link to the Zoom will be found in the calendar. You had just heard from Yusuf and Efe, the two Turkish kebabs, Privada.com, amazing media buyers. Council, thank you for being here. Love you guys. Mean it. High fives. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., my business mentor is coming. He's helped me with 2 of my 3 exits. He's an amazing M&A guru. He's bought and sold 40 some odd banks, 2 airlines. Jason's got his book. He's holding it up now. Wrote a book, bestseller, called No Locked Doors. And he's going to be talking about buying and selling businesses, business growth, M&A, venture capital, raising money, whatever you want, whatever you want. So please show up.
I have one last request.
Ray.
This room needs to pressure Kasim into getting his father into this call, because that man is an amazing. I don't know, like he's like, I don't know what he's gonna talk about, but like the amount of like, imagine a man who's running his rock store. Like, how old Baba is? 60?
I have no idea, dude.
Shame on you. Like he knows Google Ads, probably on par with me. Imagine a guy like that. Like he's an OG gangster. Like I don't know. The amount of respect I have for Baba, he needs to be one of those calls. Pressure him into getting him here. That's my request.
My
I'm not
dad
putting
is
you on the spot.
he's a piece of work, dude. I don't know that I'll ever.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
He is. But again, like I don't know. Like I'm really impressed with the guy, and I really want this group to prod him and just kind of like see what sort of nuggets he'll drop.
Yeah. We'll think about it.
I put you on the spot. Ah. All right. Well, I love you. Bye. This is my last time, I guess. Bye bye.
Yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Peace.